Okay, so now that we have this violation and we need to pay for it, we can go to the user profile and do a couple of things. We can either sign in and just pay for the ticket, or we can look up our ticket and appeal it. So in this case, we're going to look up the ticket. We grab the ticket number that appears on the printed ticket and we put it in here and run a search. So I see that the ticket has been found and it is available. It can be appealed, so it's within the time frame to appeal, or I can do an anonymous payment. And in this case, again, it's just like doing a purchase on Amazon or something like that, where you would be presented with a credit card informational form window. You fill that out and it will process the payment. But in this case, we're going to log in as the user and we're going to try to appeal this ticket. In this case, we're going to log in as the user and we're going to appeal the ticket. So username P Bennett. And we've logged into the system. So we can see our ticket is waiting here. Now if we go into appeals, again, we have disclaimers that pop up. In this case, our business plan here is if someone is going to appeal a ticket, they waive the ability to have a discount. Okay, so you see some of the history of this person appealing other tickets in the past. But here we're going to go in and request the appeal. Again, we see the images that were taken with the ticket. We can see that plainly. We can see all the information about the ticket, and this person's going to put in a reason why they're trying to appeal this ticket. And we're just going to say that his friend was driving that day and he feels that he should not have to pay for that violation. So he's going to submit the appeal. Okay, so that's been in there, and I get reminded again that I've forfeited the discount. And I see that my appeal has been added into the system. So on the admin side, what happens is I would come back here and I would be looking in violations and go to the appeals report. So an admin would come in here, run this appeals report, and here we can see that the violation is here. It's still in the range where there is a discount, but it has been forfeited. Okay, the date due is here, November 5th, and the appeal date is showing here. So we're going to go in and view information on this. So we see appeals in the history of appeals for this user. We also see the violation information for this particular violation, and again we see the photos that are there. We see vehicle information, and now we have the appeal management. So in this case, we feel that this individual is responsible for their vehicle, no matter whether their friend was driving it or not, and we would put in our comments and we would uphold this appeal. So in other words, we're denying this person any reduction or any cancellation of his violation. And we can submit that. And the end user gets an email saying that the appeal has been denied. And if we go back then to the user profile, into payments, and we see those two violations are there. Might as well go ahead and pay for both of those. Now if you select a Visa, again it goes through the same process where it would bring you to a form to fill in for your Visa card, name and address and all that stuff goes in there. But we're just going to submit this through as a cash payment just to clear the payment for today. Okay, that gets confirmed. And then we go back to the user side and have a look. So back to Paul Bennett. And so those violations no longer show on his dashboard, but they will show in his history. If we go down to violations. So because they're both a cash payment, we need to process the payment, so we see it as cash. Again, if the individual is with you, they can choose to have a different type of payment. in terms of a violation, there is no cancel and release. You will if whenever you cancel, the ticket still needs to be paid. So we would cancel and keep if we were going to change the payment type or whatever. But in this case, we're going to process it through manually, and we're just going to pay for those 2 tickets. We'll take the person's money, and then that's all there is to it. If we go back to their history, we can see that all the violations that we have down here are now processed.